25 Best Serial Killer Series. True Detective. Seasonal anthology series in which police investigations unearth the personal and professional secrets of those involved, both within and outside the law. Luther. DCI John Luther is a near-genius murder detective whose brilliant mind can't always save him from the dangerous violence of his passions. Twin Peaks. An idiosyncratic FBI agent investigates the murder of a young woman in the even more idiosyncratic town of Twin Peaks. Dexter. By day, mild-mannered Dexter is a blood spatter analyst for the Miami police. But at night, he is a serial killer who only targets other murderers. Hannibal explores the early relationship between the renowned psychiatrist and his patient, a young FBI criminal profiler, who is haunted by his ability to empathize with serial killers. Sherlock. A modern update finds the famous sleuth and his doctor partner solving crime in 21st century London. Scream, the TV series. A serialized anthology series that follows a group of teenagers being targeted by a masked serial killer. Criminal Minds. The cases of the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit (BAU), an elite group of profilers who analyze the nation's most dangerous serial killers and individual heinous crimes in an effort to anticipate their next moves before they strike again. Mindhunter. Set in the late 1970s, two FBI agents are tasked with interviewing serial killers to solve open cases. The Alienist. Newspaper illustrator John Moore meets with criminal psychologist alienist Dr. Laszlo Krasler to investigate a serial killer in New York during the late 19th century. American Crime Story. An anthology series centered around America's most notorious crimes and criminals. Bates Motel. A contemporary prequel to Psycho, giving a portrayal of how Norman Bates' psyche unravels through his teenage years, and how deeply intricate his relationship with his mother, Norma, truly is. The Fall. A seemingly cold but very passionate policewoman goes head-to-head with a seemingly passionate father who is in fact a cold serialist in this procedural out of Belfast. The only thing they share is their common complexity. The Mentalist. A famous psychic outs himself as a fake, and starts working as a consultant for the California Bureau of Investigation so he can find Red John, the madman who killed his wife and daughter. The Following. A brilliant and charismatic, yet psychotic serial killer communicates with other active serial killers and activates a cult of believers following his every command. Arrow. Spoiled billionaire playboy Oliver Queen is missing and presumed dead when his yacht is lost at sea. He returns 5 years later a changed man, determined to clean up the city as a hooded vigilante armed with a bow. The X-Files. Two FBI agents, Fox Mulder the Believer and Dana Scully the Skeptic, investigate the strange and unexplained, while hidden forces work to impede their efforts. Gotham. the story behind Detective James Gordon's rise to prominence in Gotham City in the years before Batman's arrival. Mante, a serial killer, nicknamed Mante, decides to collaborate with the police when a string of murders that copycat her style suddenly appear. Marcella Backlund left the Metropolitan Police for the sake of her family, only to have her husband leave her. She returns to her job on the murder squad, investigating a case that seems disturbingly familiar to her. Slasher, an anthology series featuring rampaging serial killers leaving carnage in their wake as their next victims fight to stay alive. Scream Queens, a semi-anthology series that centers on characters being terrorized by a serial killer in different locations, including a university and a hospital. The Method, the main character is an extraordinary and mysterious person. At the same time, Rodion Meglin is an outstanding inspector. Rodion is used to work alone in order to keep the secrecy of his unusual method. Young graduate Ksenia Steklova is eager to get the internship with the glorious investigator, but she could hardly expect the challenges she would face while working with Rodion. Together they investigate the cruelest crimes that took place in the history of Russian criminality. A mentally ill, sociopathic detective takes on a young female trainee in an attempt to pass on his method of solving crimes, especially those crimes of a more heinous, serial, unsolved and complex version. A world of criminality, morality, legality, and finality that intertwines with varied personal relationships and lessons of love, hate, friendship, forgiveness, choices and murder. MosGaz, 1962. Moscow. Vladimir Ionessian, nicknamed MosGaz, became the first officially recognized serial killer in the Soviet Union. His bloody deeds and his moniker are still used by Russian mothers to frighten their children. Freddy's Nightmares. Freddy, the Dream serial killer, hosts this anthology of stories set in Springwood.
Subscribe to my channel now. Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.